Hello everybody, welcome back to the second part of chapter 10 gravitation. This is from the class 9th book of CBSE from the NCERT book. My name is Avantika, and if you haven't seen part 1 before this, please go and watch that first because we have covered the initial part of this chapter there, and this is just a continuation. Please keep your books open as I keep saying to you every single time, because you have to understand what is given in the book and correlate it with what is being taught here. You should jot down some notes, you should underline stuff, or if you don't understand anything, you can just write something, write a comment there, which will help you understand that better. Okay, so this is what we learned in the first part. We learned that the universal law of gravitation states that the force of attraction between any two objects is proportional to their masses, to the product of their masses, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So F is equal to gmm upon d square. This is what we had learned. This law applies to objects anywhere in the universe. Gravitation is a weak force unless large masses are involved. The force of gravity decreases with altitude, and it also varies on the surface of the earth, being higher at poles and lower at the equator, because the earth is not a perfect sphere. The radius at the equator is higher than the radius at the pole. An object in free fall without any other force acting on it is always accelerated due to gravity with a value of 9.8 meter per second square. We saw the derivation of this last time, so you know that you have to remember that g is only proportional to the mass of the earth, okay, and not proportional to the mass of the object. So object kuch bhi ho, it doesn't affect the acceleration, therefore it always falls at the same rate. So let's talk about mass and weight first. we you know a lot about weight, you keep talking about weight, right? But mass of the object is constant. Mass of the object does not change anywhere, it remains constant. आप कहीं भी जाओ आपका mass constant रहेगा, right? If suddenly from here I go to the moon, my mass is constant. If I go to Jupiter, my mass is constant. If I float in the air, in the space due to any lack of gravitational force, I will also, my mass will remain the same. It does not vary from place to place. But the weight, my weight will change anywhere I go. The weight of an object is the force with which it is attracted towards the earth. Right? You had seen F is equal to mg. This is the force with which an object of mass m is attracted to the earth by under the force of gravity, acceleration due to gravity g. This is the force with which it is attracted towards the earth, which is called the weight. The weight is a force. Weight is a force with which it is attracted towards the earth, right? And therefore it has the unit in Newton. Force का भी SI unit is Newton. Therefore weight का भी SI unit is Newton, because it is the force with which an object is attracted towards the earth. W is equal to mg, and W is, since g more or less हम earth पे अगर g को constant ले ले, right, it varies here to there, but if we keep the g around the earth constant, you see that weight is directly proportional to the mass of the object, right? Therefore mass and weight are generally used interchangeably. आपका weight कितना है ही पूछते हैं, nobody asks you what your mass is, right? Because you are measuring the weight. You are measuring the weight in kg. Okay, right? Here, because we consider g to be constant throughout the earth, we see that mass is directly proportional to the weight is directly proportional to the mass. But weight is given in Newton. It is a force that acts downwards, so it has both magnitude and direction. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about scalar and vector quantities. ये आपको बहुत बार आ चुका है, and you have, I don't know if you have been taught what the difference between vector and scalar is. Vector is something it has both magnitude and direction. Vector is a quantity that has both magnitude and direction. Now I will tell you that you will understand this very easily because you have done all this. Vector, I'll give you examples of vector and I'll give you examples of scalar. Vector is velocity. Scalar is speed. Vector is displacement. Scalar is distance. Right? Vector is, अब यहाँ पे mass is scalar because it has no direction, but weight has direction. Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see what it means? Vector is anything that has both magnitude and direction, whereas scalar quantities only have magnitude. Okay? Scalar quantities only have magnitude, whereas vector quantities have both magnitude and direction. Okay? So, ये एक vector and scalar quantities is the name, is the general term used for this. So, weight is a vector quantity, whereas mass is a scalar quantity. ठीक है? ये वेलोसिटी एंड स्पीड का भी डिफरेंस आपको पता ही है कि वेलोसिटी हम कंसिडर करते हैं डायरेक्शन, वी कंसिडर द डायरेक्शन. इन स्पीड वी डोंट कंसिडर द डायरेक्शन. स्पीड इट इज ओनली द मैग्नीट्यूड, right? Vector velocity is basically speed with some direction, that is velocity. So vector quantity gives the direction also, right? इसमें when we were in your class we learned about vector and scalar quantities separately कि they have a direction. So अगर ये ऐसे act करता है तो अगर ये ऐसे act करता है, it's complicated. It is not given in your syllabus, so I am not going to go into depths of that, but it's important for you to understand the difference between a vector and a scalar quantity. Okay, you already know the difference. It's just that you did not know the names. Possibly you already knew it, I don't know. Anyway, G is constant on the earth. G is constant on the earth. We consider that weight is directly proportional to the mass. That is what I told you here. Weight is directly proportional to the mass. So we often use the term weight in place of mass. क्योंकि directly proportional mass से ही है ना, और तो कुछ उसको affect ही नहीं कर रहा है. तो आपका mass अगर बढ़ेगा तो आपका weight भी बढ़ेगा. If your mass is reducing, your weight will also reduce. Right? On the earth. हाँ? ठीक है? On the earth, if your mass changes, your weight also changes. Because on the earth G is constant. Okay, so mass of the object will remain the same everywhere. For agar mera mass, if I don't lose or gain any weight, okay, if I remain whatever I look like, मैं कहीं पे भी जाऊँ मेरा mass same रहेगा, right? That's what I told you. If I go to Earth, Moon, Venus, Jupiter, wherever I go, but my weight will change due to changes in gravitational force. My weight will be higher on Jupiter because the gravitational force is higher on Jupiter, right? My moon pe my weight will be less because gravitational force on moon is less. So my weight will be less, but my mass remains the same. Okay. So weight of an object on the moon. Now weight of an object on the moon is the force with which the moon attracts the object. ठीक है? हमने जो अभी तक weight देखा है, that is how the earth attracts the object. Weight of the object on the moon is in which the moon attracts the object. Simple difference. Since mass of the moon is less than that of the earth, it exerts less gravitational force. Now you know G is capital G m upon d square. Right, इधर हम r square भी लेते हैं because that is, but if we consider G of E, then mass of the moon is less than that of the earth. That is why G बाकी remaining constant, G is different. Let mass of an object be m and weight on the moon be Wm. Okay. Mass of the moon is m, capital M of the moon. Radius of the moon is r, small m. Okay. Applying the law of gravitation, weight of the object on moon is Wm. Now, how did we come to this? Force. Okay. इज इक्वल टू एम जी, ये हमें पता है. सो दिस इज द फोर्स, वी नो दैट डब्ल्यू इज इक्वल टू एम जी ना. सो दिस इट विल ऑल्सो बिकम इक्वल टू दिस, बिकॉज हम इक्वेट कर सकते हैं. फोर्स इज इक्वल टू जी एम एम अपॉन आर स्क्वायर एंड फोर्स इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू एम जी. So W is also equal to this thing, okay? Because W is the force with which it is attracting the object. Now what does it have? It has the universal law of constant of gravitation, m, mass of the moon, mass of the object, and radius of the moon. This we are considering the object to be on the surface of the moon. Therefore, the distance is the radius of the moon. Let weight of the same object on earth be WE, mass of the earth is M, radius is R, right? So WE is equal to GM into M upon R square. Simple. Now these are the formulae that we got, right? W, mass, weight on the moon, and weight on the earth. Okay, these are the formulae, and we substitute the values. Now the values are given to you here in this table in your book. अर्थ का मास दिया हुआ है, अर्थ का रेडियस दिया हुआ है, मून का मास एंड मून का रेडियस. ओके, we substitute the values and we see. Okay, now you don't have to calculate all of this, you can see that it is given, it is calculated for you, right? So g ये तो चलो is same here in both cases, and then we divide 1 by 2, right? And then ठीक है हो जाता है, we get this value. So what does this mean? This means that the of weight of an object on the moon divided by the weight of the object on earth is 1 by 6. So weight of an object on the earth is 6 times that of the weight of the object on the moon. Or the weight of an object on the moon is 1/6 that of the weight of the object on earth. समझ आया? यानी अगर मैं with my mass of m remaining constant, if at this point of time, if I get immediately go to the moon, my weight becomes 1/6. ठीक है? Therefore, weight of an object on the moon is 1/6 its weight on the earth with the mass remaining constant. Okay? This is an example, a solved example given in your book. Two examples, in fact. Mass of an object is 10 kg. What is its weight on the earth? Weight is equal to mg. Right, simple. So it is 98 Newton. Weight is 98 Newton. It is also the force with which the earth is attracting that object of mass 10 kg. An object weighs 10 Newton when measured on the surface of the earth. What would its weight be when it is measured on the surface of the moon? Weight of an object on the moon is 1/6 the weight of the object on the earth. Therefore, it is simply 10 divided by 6, which is 1.67 Newton. I hope you have understood this. This is a very easy concept. Don't get boggled by all these values that were given to you. You just have to remember that weight of the object on the moon is 1/6 the weight of the object on the earth, mass of the object remaining constant. So now we come to a different topic, thrust and pressure. Okay. So have you ever thought of how camel can run on desert sand easily? Have you ever run on sand? Have you tried to run on sand? Your feet will go inside the sand. It's very difficult to run on sand unless you're running on the beach. Beach पे different क्यों होता है? Because the sand is compacted by the water. हाँ, and it becomes more solid. पर अगर आप desert के sand में भागने की कोशिश करो, the sand is very loose, and therefore it is very difficult to run, walk, let alone run. आप walk ही नहीं वहाँ से ढंग से कर सकते, तो आप run क्या करोगे? But the camel can run easily on desert sand. How is that possible? Or why is it that a tank that weighs so much, इतना बड़ा weight है, उसको हम chain क्यों रखते हैं ऐसा? right? If it weighs so much that we have a chain on it, below it we have a belt on which the tank moves. Why do trucks and motor buses have wide tires? Why don't they have smaller tires like that of a motorcycle, right? So we will and why do cutting tools have sharp edges? Comparison देखो ना यहाँ पे, because here you have that a tank has to rest upon a chain like this, right? A tank has these gear like wheels and has a chain, right? And cutting tools are very sharp edges, otherwise it doesn't get cut properly if it has blunt edges. So there are two concepts here that you have to understand, and we will answer these questions after you have understood this. Okay, the two concepts are thrust and pressure. Thrust is the net force in a particular direction. So thrust given in a particular direction, the force given in a particular direction is called thrust. Okay, and pressure is the net force per unit area. Pressure is the net force per unit area. हाँ, अगर ये दोनों कॉन्सेप्ट याद रखो, सिर्फ thrust is force in a particular direction and pressure is the net force per unit area. Thrust and pressure. So these are two examples that are given in your book situation. कि if you want to, I'm sure if you go to school and if you have a billboard and if you want to put something on the billboard, what happens? You are given these thumbtacks. Thumbtacks कैसा होता है? एक ऐसा surface होता है and there is a sharp pointed edge after it. And you use that pressure, you put some pressure on that thumbtack on the broad portion, and the small portion goes inside the billboard, and therefore things get attached to the billboard, right? So how does this work? आप ऐसे pressure डालते हो, this pressure is perpendicular to the surface of the billboard, right? And this is acting like this in this direction, and what happens is you are putting force on this entire big surface. आप उस बड़े surface पे उसको pressure दे रहे हो, but this force acts from this small point. इस small point से वो billboard के अंदर जाता है. So this entire force that you're putting on this is concentrated on this one small point. That is why it goes inside very easily. Okay, the force that you're putting from the bigger point of the thumbtack acts through the small point, through the tip of the pin, and it goes inside, right? And there's a second situation in which if you're standing on loose sand, this will happen if you go to desert, right? If you're standing on loose sand, your feet will go inside. But if you using the same, आपका weight और आपका mass तो same ही है. अगर आपका पैर, if you're just standing there with your 2 feet, you will go down. But if you lie down, you will not, body will not go that deep into the sand. In this case, it is because even though the force which is acting on the sand is the weight of your body, the force is the same, but the surface area increases. Here you are lying down and here you are standing. So ये surface area as compared to this entire surface area. Huh? Surface area increases, the force will decrease. Even though the force is the same, net force will decrease. So a force that acts perpendicular to an object is called thrust. This force is called thrust. It acts perpendicular to the object, right? Okay, that is called thrust. For example, when you're standing on sand, your feet touch the sand and the weight of your body acts through your feet. Okay? जैसे अगर this is the sand and these are your feet. This force is acting down. This is called thrust, right? Because this is the surface and this force is acting perpendicular. So this is the force that is acting through your feet. But the same force, if it acts through the entire surface of your body, right? सेम फोर्स, यहाँ का फोर्स is equal to यहाँ का force, right? But the thrust remains the same. So the force which is acting perpendicular, ये जो force acting downwards, it is the same in both cases because this force is the weight of your body, है ना? We saw that this is the weight of your body, which is the same. But the surface area is higher in this second case where you're lying down, right? So the effects are different. Effect is different, and the effect of thrust depends on the area on which it acts. That is why when you are using, this is exactly the opposite of using a thumbtack. अगर आप pressure, it is the same force, right, acting on this big surface area and acting on this small surface area. ये यहाँ से यहाँ जाता है, and from this small surface area the force becomes much larger. The force is the same, but the effect becomes much larger. I'm sorry, I should not say force becomes much larger. The effect is much greater because the force acting is now acting through a smaller surface area. Therefore, pressure is much higher. And यहाँ पे pressure is much lower. यहाँ पे pressure is higher. In this case, pressure is higher. In this case, pressure is lower. Okay. So, thrust on unit area is called pressure. Pressure is thrust upon area. Therefore, thumbtack में, when you are pressing here, you are putting a certain amount of force, and this translates to a high pressure on this small tip. और उस small tip से जब वो पूरा thrust अंदर जाता है, then the pressure acting on that surface is much higher. Therefore, it goes inside. यहाँ पे feet से जब नीचे जा रहा है, when your feet are pushing down, then the pressure is much higher. The thrust remaining the same, surface area has reduced, therefore pressure is higher. यहाँ पे surface area has increased, therefore pressure is lower. Therefore your body doesn't sink down as much as when you're standing. Okay. SI unit of pressure is, thrust is Newton and area is meter square. Surface area, right? So Newton per meter square, or it is called Pascal. Pressure is also Pascal. Like Newton is, like force is Newton, right? Force is generally कितना होता है? Mass, force is mass into acceleration ना, तो force का कितना होता है? किलोग्राम मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर, which is also called Newton. And pressure is Newton per meter square. So generally उसका actual unit क्या होना चाहिए? किलोग्राम मीटर स्क्वायर अपॉन मीटर स्क्वायर. ये कैंसिल हो गया. किलोग्राम पर मीटर सेकेंड स्क्वायर, राइट? दिस इज पैस्कल. इतना मत सोचो, ये याद रखो, न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर और पैस्कल, दैट इज द एसआई यूनिट ऑफ प्रेशर. So this is an solved example that is given in your book. A block of wood is kept on a tabletop. The mass of the wooden block is 5 kg. Dimensions are 40 centimeter into 20 centimeter into 10 centimeter. Right? 40 centimeter is, in this case it is the height. Right? In this case it is the length. Okay. Okay, we consider 40 into 20 into 10. Find the pressure exerted by the wooden block on the tabletop if it is made to lie on the tabletop with its side of dimension 20 by 10 and 40 by 20. ठीक है, अगर एक ही ब्लॉक है, हाँ, तो उसका वेट, उसका मास सेम है, उसका वेट सेम है, therefore the thrust is the same, है ना? Weight is the force, mass is the same, g is the same, therefore force is the same with which it is attracted to the ground is the same, which means the weight of both of these is same, है ना? But which means thrust is the same. इसमें क्या बदल रहा है? Area is changing. Area with which it is standing on the table is changing. Okay. It is very simple. First we calculate the force, right? Please remember, in this case force is equal to weight is equal to thrust. right? In this case it is the same. Okay, so force is equal to m into g, mass is 5 into g is 9.8, so 49 Newton, which is also the weight of this object, which is also the thrust. So area of one side, तो हम पहले इसमें 20 into 10 देखेंगे, 20 to 10 centimeter, this is 200 centimeter square. We have to calculate in meter. So this is the pressure in the first case when it is lying on this side. So it is 2450 Newton per meter square. When it is lying on this bigger area, then force remaining the same, this is the pressure. You can see that this is much lower than that of this. Okay, do you understand? Surface area jitna increase hua, keeping the thrust same, keeping the pressure same, you can increase the surface area to reduce the pressure. Okay, so the same force acting on a smaller area exerts a larger pressure. The same force acting on a smaller area exerts a larger pressure and a smaller pressure on a larger area. ठीक है, ये easy है, बहुत easy to understand है. Okay, and now we answer these questions. How does a camel run on desert sand easily? Camel के जो पैर होते हैं, the hooves are specially designed to increase the surface area. They're really large as compared to the force that is acting through the camel's body. Camel का जो weight होता है और the thrust that is being given on the sand, उसके comparison में to reduce that thrust, right? To reduce the pressure that is given by that thrust, the hooves of the camel are really big. ऐसे बड़े बड़े hooves होते हैं which increase the surface area, therefore reducing the pressure on the sand and therefore allowing the camel to run without its feet falling through the sand. Okay, why does a tank which weighs 1,000 tons rest upon a chain? इसका आप ही सोचो. It weighs a lot. What does it mean by weighing a lot? It has a large mass. Therefore, the force it exerts on the earth is very large, which means the weight is very large. And because its weight is very large, its thrust on the surface of the earth is very large. है ना? To reduce, if it moves like that, if the thrust is so large, if it moves on small tires, it will fall into the sand, it will not move. It will fall into the ground because अगर इतना ज़्यादा thrust होगा, उसके टायर अगर छोटे हुए, then the surface area on which, through which it is exerting that force is small, then the pressure on the ground becomes really high. Therefore, it will damage the ground on which it moves. By putting a chain, you are effectively increasing the surface area. आप surface area increase कर रहे हो, therefore you are reducing the pressure through which is acting on the ground. Therefore, the tank can easily move through different terrains. वो तो mud वगैरह पे भी move करता है. Mud is a soft ground, therefore a small thrust can exert a large pressure. अगर उसके ऊपर आपने उसका surface area increase किया, then the pressure reduces and therefore the tank can move through different terrains very easily. Why do trucks and motor buses have wide tires? Simple, exactly the same concept as that of the tank. Large buses also have a lot of tires. बहुत tires होते हैं, बड़े बड़े 10 tires होते हैं किसी के. Right? If you have ever seen those big Volvo buses or those large trucks that are moving, that are transporting cars and all of that, they have a lot of mass on them. To reduce the pressure given onto the you have also have to remember, जितना वो pressure exert करेगा, एक तो it will damage also, it will also increase the friction. So इतना सारा होता है वो, इतने बड़े बड़े टायर्स होते हैं. What happens is that they can easily carry all that weight without putting too much pressure on the ground. Exactly opposite, why do cutting tools have sharp edges? Because we have to increase the pressure. आपको कुछ चीज कट करनी है with the same amount of thrust, you decrease the surface area, you increase the pressure, therefore with a smaller effort you can cut the tools. अगर blunt edge होता है, अगर if you have a knife that has been used a lot of times, then the edges get blunt and you have to put a large effort in order to cut those fruits. This effort reduces when you have to cut when you have a sharp knife, because the pressure acting on that fruit is higher when you have a sharper tool. So any kind of cutting tool, if it has sharper edges, the pressure acting will be higher and therefore you can get the desired result of cutting something. Okay, I hope you have understood this concept. So we are at the end of this chapter. It is very important that you understand the concept of thrust and pressure, because pressure is a very important topic for all of you, especially if you are interested in science. आगे आप science लोगे, chemistry, physics लोगे, pressure is very important. It is the basic concept. अगर वो नहीं समझे तो कुछ नहीं समझा. Force, pressure, thrust, ये सब का जो interrelation है, it is very important to understand. Right? The weight of a body is the force with which the earth acts on it, which is equal to F. Weight is equal to F. Weight is equal to F is equal to mg. है ना? ठीक है? Weight is equal to the product of mass and acceleration due to gravity. Weight varies from place to place, but mass remains constant. Okay? Thrust is the force acting perpendicular to an object. परपेंडिकुलर फोर्स जो है, अगर ऐसा सब ऑब्जेक्ट है एंड यहाँ पे अगर हम ऐसे प्रेशर दे रहे हैं, दिस इज नॉट थ्रस्ट. थ्रस्ट इधर है. ओके, दिस इज थ्रस्ट. एक्टिंग परपेंडिकुलर टू द ऑब्जेक्ट इज थ्रस्ट. ओके, pressure is thrust per unit area. SI unit is Newton per meter square or Pascal. Larger the area on which the thrust or the force acts, smaller is the pressure, smaller is the effect. Smaller the area on which the thrust acts, larger is the pressure, larger is the effect, because pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Okay. So please watch part 3 for the remaining theoretical part. We have talked about buoyant forces and Archimedes principle, that is very important also, and part 4 for numericals. Okay, numericals and also theoretical questions based on it. Okay, so I hope you have understood this concept of thrust and pressure. I have tried to explain it and repeat it so many times. कभी कभी repetition से ही आपके दिमाग में बैठ जाता है. If you have still not understood, if you want us to explain it in a different way, please write to us, please comment below. Alright, if you like it, please give us a thumbs up, please subscribe to our channel, please share with your friends, right, and please press the bell icon if you want to get updated whenever we upload new videos. Okay, watch part 3 and part 4 to complete this chapter, and I will see you in part 3 and part 4. For now, bye.